a war going on. The books can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, everyone, a pleasant good morning to you here from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show for Saturday, January the 4th. We've got NFL football today. We've got a bowl game in just about an hour and 45 minutes. We've got NBA, we've got NHL, we've got college basketball. What else do we have? We've got international soccer underway right now, wrapping up here very, very soon. Newcastle leading Tottenham 2-1 with 5 minutes to go in regulation time. And also see another match here with Venezia and Empoli, I think, right now. Is it 1-0 here? Just underway in Italy. We've got action in the EPL also at the top of the hour. Just want to let everyone know that Sub was hard at work this weekend, and he's got some videos up right now for the EPL action. I don't mind if you go check them out and come on back. We're going to have the monologue here for a couple of minutes anyway. So Sub's videos are nice, concise, and you can go check them out right now here on the Sports Money Network. It's a big EPL card, 6 or 5 more games, I think, here coming up. 6 more games coming up here at the 5 at the top of the hour, and then a featured game at 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 Pacific with Arsenal and Brighton. But Sub has, picks in games today. I believe Brentford and Southampton, Chelsea and Crystal Palace, Leicester and Villa, and Everton and Bournemouth. So please go check those out to get in on some action here at the top of the hour on the Sports Money Network with the Sub Club. Hear videos from our man Subhuman Gaucho for the big action here in the EPL just coming up top of the hour. So we got plenty of sports action to talk about. Man, too much sports action to talk about. So we'll try to do it in a concise fashion and maybe get you out of here hopefully before the noontime games in college basketball. There's a bowl game. We've got to get to the college football games there, and maybe even college basketball before, 11 Eastern here if we can. I know we'll get to the football game. So, all right, say hello to some folks as we get rolling here on the show. We got steam popping off here as well just seconds ago. I'll get it. The show will be interrupted frequently with college basketball steam, and that might be the kind of the focus of the show. So how about we talk about a play here right now with North Carolina State and Wake Forest. Here's some steam here to the under between NC State and Wake Forest. They've had some overs when they've played in the past, but this season it does look like they have had a couple of unders here, certainly, and here comes the steam right now. It was 138. We're down to 137 or so here with NC State and Wake Forest. Our first steam move here on the show for Saturday. Hello to everyone in the chat. Run down the comments real quick. See who we got here today with us, including Cash Kane here today, ready to go. Johnny Walker, he said, I did sweep to pick up the pieces a little bit. I did finish a game under 500 with my premium picks yesterday, but we did roll the CBA this morning, so I'll take it. I was watching some of the action there for sure within the last hour or so as it wrapped up. But we did go 3-0 in Chinese basketball. So here comes a steam play right now in the game between college basketball, 6:45, 6:46, Western Kentucky and Florida International. I'll say it right now. I'll just let everyone know. I want to be totally it's a transparent, overused phrase in sports handicapping and tout land here. But this one is on. I have a package of 12 games right now for the early action in college basketball at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific in the first 3 hour block. I have 12 picks. I go high volume here, and you can pick those up with my subscriptions over there. But just to let everyone know, Steam Move just came in. Western Kentucky and Florida International under. That is one of my picks today. So this one is moving lower. It's a freebie if you want, or the subscribers may have already gotten it, or check out the plays. But Western Kentucky, Florida International, I did send that one out as a play here. I sent out my college within the last hour or so for the first block. I think we'll have probably 3 blocks of college basketball plays coming out today. As the time moves along, there's only 138 games. I can't, even if I stayed up all night here, we got to look in segments here and make sure we get the best plays. We're not just throwing the plays out there. Some of those channels, they decide to take the day off, but I'm here for you today with this big card, and hopefully between all the Steam moves, the picks, and your help in the chat from the Chat All-Stars, we'll be able to sort some winners out and get me on the winning track here. Like I said, I finished a game under 500 with my premium picks yesterday. No thanks to my college basketball, usually so solid. Ended up with a 3-5 record there, but we did have 4 winners in the NBA. I'll cover those in just a moment. There's a little more steam coming in right now with Western Carolina Catamounts taking some steam here against Samford. They were getting 12 points, down here now to 12, maybe even 11 and a half here with Western Carolina taking some steam against Samford. Also, Oklahoma State and West Virginia. We're seeing some steam here in this one.
System play.
In the game between.
Steam play.
They're coming in fast and furious. I'll get you that one in just a moment. Been preempted here with another move. This one is the first game on top of the extra board with Vermont against New Hampshire. Vermont opened as low as a 10-point favorite, but they're already up to 11 or 11 and a half right now in that matchup with New Hampshire. I would imagine we could see some points in that one if Vermont's getting steam. This one might be headed over, but steam coming in here on Vermont. I like the over in that game between Vermont. Not a pick, just something I was looking at here, but steam on Vermont here against New Hampshire. Also, the steam move that I was trying to report was Oklahoma State and West Virginia. This one seeing some steam here to the under in this one. West Virginia's, kind of in a over mode in these type of situations, but here comes the under here. Steam coming in at 143 and a half. It's down to 143, maybe even 142 and a half here right now with the under in Oklahoma State and West Virginia. All right. Here's another one real quick, if I may, with William and Mary and Stony Brook. We've seen these teams maybe produce a few overs this year. Here's steam to the over with William and Mary and Stony Brook. This one was at 155. Now it's at 155 and a half, or maybe even 156. William and Mary and Stony Brook steam to the over. Richmond and UMass, one game right above it, 617, 618. This one seeing steam here to the under. So far, maybe we've seen a couple of overs with these teams, but here comes some steam to the under here with Richmond and UMass. It was 148 down to 147 and a half, or 147 here. Steam to the under. Also, early game here, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, Hofstra and Northeastern.
Final.
We are seeing some steam here in this one to the under with Hofstra and Northeastern. Northeastern's a team in this role. They usually have higher scoring games, but here's some steam to the under with Hofstra and Northeastern. It was 132.5 down here to 132 or 131.5 right now. Steam to the under, Hofstra and Northeastern.
Steam play.
All right. Also here, before we hit the airwaves, there was some steam that came in. Portland Trailblazers, Milwaukee Bucks game to go over. It was 227.5. Now up to 228
Final.
here. We do see Portland, maybe picking up a few overs here of late, but the steam here came in on the over with Portland and Milwaukee.
Steam play.
Steam is crushing here right now. We're never going to get the show started at this point, but these are the important moves that you've got to know about here as we get the day started. Here is the Northern Arizona here. They were a 2-point favorite against Weber. I expect them to go up to -3 here. Steam on NAU against Weber State just came in seconds ago. Also, Towson and College of Charleston. We're seeing a move here in Towson and College of Charleston to the under here right now. This one was 139.5. Let's call it 138.5 or so here right now. We've seen some unders, I think, so far with Towson and College of Charleston, those teams so far. So here's a steam move to the under. Also, here comes more steam right now. This is hot time here as we are rolling with the show here for sure. Let's get some winners here in college basketball and stay ahead of these moves a little bit. Just to we give away all the picks over there at winnable.com. You can pick these up for about 50 cents a day. I've already given this one out over an hour ago. Duquesne and Davidson. I said go under in this one with Duquesne and Davidson is one of my premium pick plays. It's no problem. I've got 12 of them on that list. I'll give out another one here. It's only 50 cents. Come on. Duquesne and Davidson. Steaming here to the under. It was a premium pick play for me. I think I gave it out at like 134. It's down to 133 or lower here right now with Duquesne and Davidson. Just seconds ago, Tulsa and UAB. We're seeing steam here to the over in this one with Tulsa and UAB. It was 159. It's now 160 here. A big total, but Tulsa and UAB. Big game here. Big points here. Steam to the over right now here on the Morning Steam Show. Did we catch up? Can we get the show started with you guys here? Now, let's go to the chat all-stars and try to resume where we were at. Tino's here. Thank you, Tino. He's got some action here in the Liverpool game, it looks like, with some moves here. This weekend, look, it's a big, nice big card here in the EPL. I might even have a play for you guys here today in EPL. So we'll see if we can't get to that here. Oh, here it is. I've got one play so far. I may have another one here if I can have time, but I'm going to go over with West Ham and Manchester City. This is a big number today. It's 3.5 over at -125 today. And if you want to grab 4 at plus money a little bit, that might be okay too. I've got a big time over here with West Ham and Manchester City. I think West Ham will be able possibly to look. I'm looking at probably 3-2 here possibly. I think West Ham can stay within that goal and a half. We've seen City having their issues here a little bit, and the Hammers getting a goal and a half, but I think they'll hang in there probably. But I'll take the over as my play here in soccer as we get rolling. I got to have something to root for and watch here other than subs plays. So like I said, go please check out subs plays. here on the Sports Money Network YouTube channel. He's got previews of several games today in the EPL, and they all start in half an hour. So please go check that out and then come right back, and we're going to be rolling with the games here in about just a couple of minutes. Here's some steam coming in right now. Cal Riverside and Cal Irvine tonight action in the Big West, and we have a steam move here to the over in that game. It was 141, but it's gotten steamed here up to maybe 142 and a half or so. And this is a pretty big move to the over. We also saw steam come in on Cal Irvine already in that game. I think they're 9.5 or 10 now with that steam that came in on the Anteaters. All right. Let me say hello to more folks. Try to start the show here, but this is the morning steam. So here we go. Abel says, Mike Evans going to be ready for a big game this weekend. He needs those incentives. And I will say this. I have tweeted out, I apologize. I don't know who made the tweet, but on my timeline right now, I can check it out. Here at Ramon Scott Media, there you see it. I have actually sent out a nice list that someone made on X. Apologize, someone I follow, pretty popular person. I'm not sure I remember, but I have tweeted out a list of about 25 players that have bonus incentives. Maybe you've seen a chart like this, so no big deal if you haven't, but so many people are zeroing in on those props, and I have sent out on my timeline a retweet of about 25 bonus-laden incentives by players this weekend that will motivate them and their teams maybe to get them those bonuses here this weekend. So check it out on my timeline on X. Okay, more steam, man. This is going to be fire here. We'll never get the show going, but Texas Tech and Utah. Here is a steam to the under in this one with Texas Tech and Utah. This one was 154. And I don't know, we've seen a couple of overs certainly with these two teams, I think, this season. But here we're down to 153 here or lower right now. Texas Tech and Utah steam to the under. All right. Man, I'm trying to. Here is
final play.
Cal State Bakersfield taking the steam right now in their matchup late tonight against Long Beach. They were 4.5, but they're going to be up to 5 or 5.5 right now with Bakersfield, the Roadrunners over Long Beach. Long Beach not looking too good. I'm pretty sure of that right now. Here's also the Oakland Golden Grizzlies. They're taking steam here just moments ago. Oakland taking steam in their matchup against Robert Morris. Oakland was a 4.5-point favorite. They're up to 5.5, maybe even they could go to 6 here, I think, right now. Oakland taking steam against Robert Morris. Also, we did. I just mentioned that Riverside game here, but I'm also seeing there. Oh, no, we did report. Okay, let's get back to the chat. Say hello to my friends, the chat all-stars. Hello, stars. Wow, what a morning. It's going to be a great, fun day of college basketball. Oh, and some other sports, too, obviously. All right. And here we go. We're going to pick it up here on the chat, trying to say hello to everybody. But there's Tino. He's talking incentives as well. Good morning to Alvin here today. Alvin talking about Gino. He has some of the most interesting incentives on his list. Here is my man, Thomas Lewis. Good morning, everyone. Please like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube, the fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. Share, like, subscribe, smash it, and join us in the chat. You can become eligible for our consensus parlay today. We didn't hit it yesterday, but we'll try again today. Just mentioned that Robert Morris Oakland game, so this one could be personnel related, it sounds like right now, because I'm showing steam here now to the under in that game. We just saw seconds ago steam on Oakland. Now here comes the move to the under. 136 down to 135 or so here with Robert Morris and Oakland. Also, how about this one? Michigan and USC college basketball action tonight. And we're seeing a move here right now in this one to the under with Michigan and USC. It was 151.5, but we're down to 150.5 here, or maybe even 150 with a steam to the under with Michigan and USC. Also, Jackson State took some steam on the extra board in their matchup. Want to pass that one along to Jackson State. Hey, they all pay the same. Jackson State took the steam against Alcorn. Alcorn on I'm pretty sure they're on a 14-game losing streak, but Jackson State, they go touring around the country, these teams playing good teams. Now they're matched up against one another in a near pick'em game. I don't know. Alcorn, I thought maybe Alcorn was in a position to snap that 14-game losing streak if I got it correctly, but Jackson State right now is taking the steam in that matchup with Alcorn. Also, seconds ago, Austin Peay taking the steam here, one game right above that Jackson State game with their matchup against Jacksonville. It was 5.5 for Jacksonville, but it's down to probably 4.5 here right now. Steam to Austin Peay. All right, gang. One more that came in here that I may have missed. Man, I like this one, you guys. I can't bet it here right now. I'm on the air, but I do like this one with Wisconsin, Green Bay, and Northern Kentucky. If I may, I'm going to go ahead and make this a little play here for me on the show. I actually was going to send it out as a premium, and then I kind of balked at it. Two teams that have gone under a little bit already this year, but yeah, I had 12 plays in that early group. Let me give this as a free play here right now. Wisconsin, Green Bay, Northern Kentucky. We're seeing a move here to the under. I like this move, and I'm going to chase the steam down here. Hopefully I'll get a good price when I get off the air, but it was 139. We're down to 138 here with Wisconsin, Green Bay, Northern Kentucky. Official morning steam play for Ramon on that one. All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Thomas, also here. Abel still giving out. I'll try to run through these real quick. He's done such a nice job to type these in. Man, I don't care if he copied and pasted them, but I don't think he did. I think he's actually taken the time. So thank you, Abel, so much, man. You've been a great contributor since joining us here. I'm going to make sure everyone sees these, my man. Really appreciate it. Seeing a final here right now. It was Newcastle over Tottenham 2-1. Joe W, hello, sub. There he is. There's the man. He's got those soccer picks there on the YouTube channel here. So here's Butler taking some steam here right now in their matchup here with St. John's. Butler was getting they might have been getting 11 or so. The move here is on Butler for sure. I do have a premium pick on the total in that game, but here's a move to the Butler Bulldogs on the road against St. John's. They're going to be probably a 10-point dog, I would imagine, by the time that one gets done moving here with the steam. Here's Chip. Thank you. Here is Chip, there he is again. He thinks he keeps getting signed up for something, but I don't know what you're talking about, actually, Chip, just to hit me up, man, there. Like I said, we have an auto renewal, so maybe you go in and you just click off the auto renewal. All right, Robert, good morning. Cash Kane as well. Chosen One, hello. And James Parm, nice to have you here in the chat. Philly Eagle Flyer as well. Chosen One likes Kentucky in that early game. It starts at 11 Eastern and 10 Pacific, or 8 Pacific. So here's Mushroom. He's ready to go. He wants to get that UFC back together. Elliot, hello and good morning. Philly Eagle Flyer. He's got that play there that I think that just ended, and Chip was hoping for a Tottenham goal there. Chosen One, doubles, hello, thank you for joining me there. Fernando as well. And Sub says, "Oh, if you don't have time for the maybe he's saying if you don't have time for the videos, he has the plays over there in the community tab." In fact, I may have said all the videos. Let me correct myself. Sub has some videos for the EPL this weekend, and then the other plays are in the community tab. Thank you, Sub, for correcting me on that. There, Wine Time, hello, and. Here we go. Let's see. I want to look at it for a few others here, but do got to start this show. Philly Eagle Flyers giving out some plays as well in the EPL. Here's Tom. He likes Kentucky and over in that game. A little parlay action here. Also, there's more action from Philly Eagle Flyer here. And I was looking maybe at some other action around the major leagues here. We've got France going off as well. Fernando talking about the 10 minutes of extra time. We saw that. What was that goofy game yesterday with the extra time? End up 9 minutes of extra time there. Oh gosh, what game was that? And of course they score there. Robert here talking a little bit of championship action as well. Here's some steam coming in right now. Monmouth and Delaware college basketball steam coming in. Was 153, going to be 153 and a half or 154 here. Steam coming into the over, Monmouth and Delaware. All right. Okay. Tom Leach here today. Thank you, Tom. He says we'll take that game in the 90-minute line there. Wow, I didn't know we had that. That's great. And Nicholas Handy, hello. Are we going to get to the games, Tom? I don't know if we're ever going to make it to the games. I think we've just talked about 10 games. And Tom says the steam moves aren't really that important to me. I might be in the wrong place, Tom, here on the Morning Steam Show, my friend. But I appreciate that you respect the selections as well. Action Jackson, hello. Nice to see you today. Cliff Floyd here as well. And what else we got? Tom Reghard, good morning and hello. We could be here for 5 hours. We could be on all day. We do have coverage today as well with live coverage here on the channel at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific with the late NFL game. We'll have live coverage from the guys here on the Betting Bros today on Saturday. Without our UFC, we're going to be covering the football today and other sports as well. I'll try to make it to the show, but I'm not sure with all this action today. I might just be hanging out in the chat. All right, and good morning to Gerardo as well. All right, everyone, don't forget to check out those top plays. If you can't wait for some selections here on the show, you can go over and get my best plays right now over at winnable.com. This is where I have my best plays out there with Winnable. Check me out today. I've got a bunch of plays up there, 12 games to go off in college basketball. Also, my football plays are already up as well. I'll also have hockey, soccer, and more college basketball today. Probably have 30 plays in college basketball. So I play high volume. We're going to give out more steam here in a second because I don't know what he's talking about without context. These are actual line moves happening in real time right now. I pay only $500 but more really with the multiple services that I have. So it really is. I am giving you the context actually with these moves here. So, all right, they don't need the context because the sharps are moving these lines here right now at the most critical time of the day. So, all right, let's see what else we got here right now. We've got steam firing away in this one. And man, Tom's on a bender out there. Hey, click on the QR code and get over to my winnable page. You can get all my best picks for just $20 a month. Use the promo code STEAM. It gets down to about 50 cents a day. This is how you support me here on the channel. There are other shows out there. Maybe there aren't other shows out there this morning on a Saturday. So I'll hog the time up here today and get us rolling with some of these games. But I got plenty of more steam here coming in right now. So check me out over at winnable.com/Ramon and use that promo code STEAM. It was a great night last night in the sports action, certainly, with all the games. Hopefully you guys did pretty well. Like I said, finished the game under 500, but what about some of the great action last night? Anybody catch that late game with New Mexico and Nevada? It probably was the game of the year. It was the 1,000th game ever played in the pit. New Mexico wins it on a walk-off. The ball was on the ground. The guy might have traveled. He passed it to Junior, and he made that shot for the win. New Mexico hits it for and Nevada. I said last night, I mean, they're a good team, but they're 0-4 in conference play now. So I guess they're not going to be able to contend in the Mountain West. But I thought they had a pretty good team, and they played well again, but they can't get these wins. Michigan State over Ohio State 69-62 as MSU ups its record to 12-2. Marquette over Creighton, and Marquette, they're 4-0 in the Big East. How about that? We had Creighton on the road getting 9. We got the money there in that one. How about Siena and Manhattan, 2 overtimes, 103-95 last night. How about that Wisconsin game? Wisconsin won it by 31. We said Wisconsin games never go this high, but this one might. Even though I said I went with the under, I'm like, whatever it was, 55 out of 58 games had never gone over 161 points, but they scored almost over 200 points there as Wisconsin blew them out. We had Georgetown over Xavier last night as well. So let's try to tilt Tom and go with some more steam here right now, because this is more important than anything I've got to say. Austin P and Jacksonville. Here's some steam to the over right now with P and Jacksonville. We already talked about this game here, obviously, with the move to P, but now you want context. Here it is, steam to the under now. So steam to P, steam to the under here in this one. It was 133. We're right down to 132 here right now with P and Jacksonville. Here's more steam now. Got me on tilt here with Oral Roberts taking the steam against Missouri, Kansas City. It was UMKC -9, but now it's down to 8 right now with Oral on the road here taking the steam against UMKC. Furman in their matchup with Greensboro. It was moved to the under here right now with Furman and Greensboro. It was 137.5. We're probably going to get down to 136 here right now with steam to the under, Furman and Greensboro. Also, Sacramento State taking that steam against Portland State. It was 5.5. We're down to 4.5 here right now. Sacramento State at home, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. Sacramento State taking the steam. Here's more steam. I can't get off of it right now with Southern Miss and Old Dominion. Steam to the over here. It was 143. Now we're up to 144 here right now with Southern Miss and Old Dominion. There's only 138 college basketball games. We're going to preview every single one of them before we're done here, or at least get the moves up. All right, let's go here right now and see what else we got here in the chat. And let's try to get this show started for Tom at this point. Now I've got great comments here in the chat. Yep, Rick J, we're here, right? No one else is on here right now, so we're hogging up the airwaves, it feels like, on YouTube. All right. Might be it. I might be all caught up with you guys. Oh, we lost Tom, everybody. Let's have a moment of silence for Tom. He left us here. He left everybody. All right. I think I've all caught up in the chat anyways, and all the moves as well. So how about it? Sanchez says they're going to play again tonight. Nuggets and the Spurs, right? All right, let's get started now that Tom left. I think we can get the show started here. Let's start with the NFL today. Dun dun ba da 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 bum bum ba da 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 dun da da da. All right, that was me singing the NFL Today theme song from the 70s. Uh, talk about keeping things in perspective here today with the Browns and the Ravens to get us started here in a 20-point spread to get us started. We really want to get to these games here today. Well, we know the storyline here, and it might be 19 and a half at some spots here still at this point, but we know the situation here with the Ravens and the Browns. The Ravens do have something to play for, but they really just got to win this game. They don't need to win it by 17. They don't need to win it by 21. They were a 16-point favorite. They're up to 20 here right now. But you mean to tell me you had Bailey Zappi all this time and you're throwing out their DTR? Right? So the Browns are getting 20 points and Bailey Zappi now maybe a little bit not in tune with the team or the offense at this point, but we know Bailey Zappi can throw the ball compared to the other quarterbacks, it feels like, on this team this season. Come on. Why wasn't Bailey Zappi in there? It feels like, instead of DTR, and now you want to go with him now. I don't know. Maybe there is some issues with Bailey Zappi a little bit, but it doesn't feel like it. I mean, this guy can sling it with I don't say the best of them, but we know he's got plenty of arm and can throw plenty of passes. So I don't know. I'll see what happens today. Let me know what you think in this game. I don't know if we get too in depth. We know the motivation here. Again, it does affect the other game later on as well, as the Ravens try to, lock up that spot here. Currently third in the seedings, but they're really in the battle with the Steelers here, and all they got to do is win this game to take care of business. They don't need to win it by 3 touchdowns, and the Browns actually do very well against the Ravens for last 5 meetings. The Browns have covered the spread, and they've already beat them once this season. So Zappi, the fourth quarterback really for the Browns here this season. That game earlier was 29-24. Browns upset Baltimore. They were getting 7 points on that day. Remember, Cleveland scored the game-winning touchdown with a minute left in the game. The underdog always does well in this series. It's most often Cleveland, but the underdog 9-4 against the spread. Last 13 totals gone under in 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams. So, all right, let's see here. Baltimore 12-4 to the over this season in their games, and for the Browns here, they're just 8-15-1. Last 24 as a road underdog. They also went just 2-6 against the spread as a road underdog this season. But handicappers I follow they're on the Ravens here, laying the big points. A lot of support here for the Ravens. I guess they're just going to go out and, Jackson's going to play all game, and they're going to be, most of the talk is he could be out of there by halftime. Maybe they build a comfortable lead and they can cruise to the victory. But watch out for Bailey Zappi in that back door. Let's see what you guys have here in the chat today. And we'll get started here with the NFL. Cash Kane says exactly what I said there, right? They might rest those starters. Man, we got a bunch of steam here coming in. We're going to talk about it. Here is Thomas. He likes the under in this one. Gerardo is going to tease the games here in this matchup. Here's Robert. He likes the under in this one. Sancho likes the under here as well. And let's see what else here. Cash Kane said, we saw Zappi in the preseason. We've seen Zappi, get in there. Tom says, give me the points in this one. And Gerardo says, to win this division, they're going to go all out here and put up a bunch of points today. And there's Teresa. Thank you. Oh, Teresa, I'm glad you had some winners in college basketball. Felt like I just got beat on a couple near the end there. And Thomas says, are the Patriots going to get Hunter here? Amazing how these teams are kind of screwing up the draft picks a little bit, right? Elliott says the Ravens are heating up and they're playing a Cleveland team that basically has mailed it in here right now for sure. And they can roll in this one, I think is what he's saying there. All right. Ravens and under here for Sancho. And also we've got Robert says maybe Derrick Henry could score for a bonus here. And I think, I don't know about Action Jackson. Is he doing Alfred Hitchcock or something here? Or what's going on? Okay. Terrell says the Ravens can get the lead maybe and hit the ground running and work that clock. And maybe it stays under. I'll stay under in this one. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go with the under as my play here on the Morning Steam Show. All right, we'll get to the next game in just a moment. But, man, I got to go over some more steam here right now. All right, there are a lot of good ones here. Let's check them out. And then we'll get to the other NFL game and then the college game. Got a little bit of time here. How about Western Illinois and Eastern Illinois? Steam to the under here in this one. It was 135 down to 134 here, it looks like, with Western Illinois and Eastern Illinois here matchup today. How about Duquesne? They're taking some steam here right now. Duquesne, they were getting 5.5 points in their matchup against Davidson. We already talked about the steam to the under and how I was on that play as a premium play. I don't know. That sounds like some context to me. And Duquesne took the steam as well. I like that. I think that's what's going to happen. I think Duquesne could maybe stun here to Davidson today. I kind of like them plus the points as well here. Let me make that. Look, I already gave my premium play out. I like Davidson in the. I mean, I like Duquesne. I like Duquesne in that game plus the points. I'm going to recommend him here right now as a. I guess my premium play over there was the under, and here on the show I'll go with Duquesne. How's that?
Steam play.
All right. Also in that Western Illinois game, so here's the thing, right? These steam moves are nothing without context. We just saw steam come in, Western Illinois, Eastern Illinois under. Now, here's the move on Western Illinois. They were getting 3. They're down to 2 right now. So steam to the Leathernecks, steam to the under right now. So there is some moves there for sure in college basketball. Also, Southeast Missouri State and Tennessee Martin. We're seeing steam here to the under with SEMO and Martin. It was 143. We're down to 142 here right now with SEMO and Martin. Also, steam came in. I'm seeing a goal here by City, I believe. Oh, no. I'm seeing a highlight. It's not quite 10 o'clock yet, is it? All right, North Alabama taking steam here in their matchup today. North Alabama taking the action here. They were laying 4. They're going to be laying up to 6.5 here or more right now. North Alabama, big steam here in their matchup with Eastern Kentucky. That was a big mover, it feels like right now. Here's a little bit more mainstream action here right now with North Carolina and Notre Dame. Game to go under. It was 156, but now we're down to 155 or so. Here's steam to the under with North Carolina and Notre Dame. We've seen some unders there so far, and handicappers are already pretty heavy on Notre Dame in that one. All right, we'll get back to I got one more here for you right now with Arkansas, Little Rock, and Tennessee State. Steam to the under here right now. It was 143. We're down to 142 here right now with Little Rock and Tennessee State. Also, steam coming in here right now with the matchup between Vanderbilt and LSU. It was 157. Now we're going up here to 158 with Vanderbilt and LSU steam to the over right now. Also, George Washington took the steam in their early matchup here at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific against Dayton. George Washington was getting 8.5. They're probably only getting 8 or maybe even 7.5 here right now. Steam on George Washington. Also, steam coming in right now with Southern Utah. They're taking the steam here right now in their matchup here tonight with Grand Canyon. It was 17. We're going to be all the way down probably to 15 here with Southern Utah. Pretty big move here coming in. The line started to go up with Grand Canyon, but we're going back down now. Too many points, say the Sharps. They're taking Southern Utah here in this one. All right, and one more move that came in was on Marshall in their matchup against Troy. Marshall was getting was getting 2 points from Troy, but this one's moving down to 1.5 here, maybe even a pick 'em here soon with Troy and Marshall. Marshall took the steam. All right. I think we're caught up here. Let's get on with our one more here, if I may. Oral Roberts and Missouri, Kansas City. Again, we already talked about Oral Roberts getting the steam. The steam also came in on the under in that game at 142. It's down to 141. So Oral Roberts and the under was the steam in that one. Let's move on to our next. Oh, wow. Let's see. Thomas says we've got a consensus play on our first game. Good morning to D Money there. Thomas says that the Ravens game here to the under was a consensus play. I missed all that. You guys were going under big time there in that one. So under here, game total with that matchup, Cleveland and Baltimore, definitely 41. And we've been seeing a little bit of 41.5s out there. Teresa there, she's got some plays there. Cal Baptist, Michigan, and Vermont. Thank you, Teresa. Also, hey, hi, Sharpie. Nice to have you in the chat. Nice to see you today. Not going to put your comment on the screen, my man, my brother, but I love you. And Teresa, maybe going with the Ravens there. And here we go. Right, that's what we're doing, Elliot, right? Because we're right on top of that. I mean, we are, this is in real time. There's no doubt about it. This is what we're doing here. Elliot says that we're going to get to that Kentucky-Florida game. Kentucky for Kane. Fernando liking Kentucky there as well.
Final.
And Donut Silks, hello. Let's get to the next NFL game, man. How we ever going to get through this show? Tom will be coming back and we'll only be on this second game here. With the Bengals and the Steelers today. Yeah, we know. We've heard from Joe Burrow this week talking about, not going to win the MVP or whatever. It sounded like he was a little bit resigned to it. Maybe he was even a little bit sarcastic about it there, but the Bengals come in here certainly with a little bit of motivation in this game against the Steel. Here, the Steelers have their own motivation, but by the time the game starts, the motivation might not be the same here, right? They might just be playing. Look, the Ravens will win the division with a win, so will the line change a little bit? There still is room for maneuvering a little bit, right? The Steelers want to stay ahead of the Chargers there. There's a little bit of who wants to play the Texans, who wants to play the Ravens type of thing going on. So I want to mention Joe T has a play on this game on the community tab. So please check it out here with the Bengals and the Steelers today for Joe's play on the community tab here from the Sports Money Network. And let's get into this one with the Bengals taking on the Steelers here. The Bengals need this win, and then they're going to need help on Sunday to make the playoffs. It's not looking great, but they still have a chance here to get to the postseason. Again, it relies kind of on the Broncos and the Dolphins. They're a little bit. Broncos are basically a win and you're in type of situation for the Broncos at home against the Chiefs playing nobody. So we know the Broncos are probably going to get that 7 spot. But in the meantime, the Bengals need to win this game to assure themselves a chance. So I think we're seeing a lot of support for the Bengals here today, and how well they've played. For the most part, yeah, maybe it's been a disappointing season for the Bengals with that bad start that they have, but the Steelers are the team that's kind of been, fumbling around here a little bit. Their offense isn't looking that great for sure right now, as we know, with their. I don't want to say that, uh, inept, because they can play everything off of their defense. We know that, but where are these teams going to stand as far as really selling out here? As far as the Steelers go, because they're still in the playoffs. But for Russell Wilson, it just hasn't looked that great. So let's see what you guys want to do here in this one with the Steelers and the Bengals here. Pittsburgh's in the playoffs; they can win the division. But the Ravens would have to lose. So, all right, Steelers 5-2 against the spread at home this season. The Pittsburgh Steelers upset the Bengals. Remember, 44-38 is a 2.5-point dog back in Week 13. The Steelers threw for 400 yards in that game. But the Bengals have been up and down. Whatever. The Steelers have won and covered the last 4 games between these two teams. But the Bengals here have gone just 2-6 in their last 8 trips into Pittsburgh. See what you guys have in this one with the Bengals and the Steelers in this one. I have a feeling it's going to be, from what everybody's saying, I mean, it's all about the Bengals. It feels like for bettors, for handicappers, maybe even casual bettors here, it feels like. So let's see what you guys have here in this one. And Thomas is on the Bengals here. It feels like it's going to be a lot of Bengals support here. Browns. Let's see. I think Redbeard's got his Browns and then Bengals first half. He's got caps on the puck line as well. Curtis likes his Florida Gators here today. Teresa says Florida over, Alabama over. Philly Eagle Flyers got the Steelers in a parlay here. Buying it up here. Maybe it's a teaser kind of action here. And Donut Silk says, love to see the Bengals get in, but, that's a bummer that they stunk it up, really, right? You know what they say, if it's a must-win situation, they're probably not very good, or must not be very good. Or what? That's the saying, right? If it's a must-win, you must not be very good. All right, Joe T, thank you. Yep, check out Joe's play on this game in the community tab. Terrell says the Steelers have been definitely struggling. Elliot's on the Bengals. And Donut Silk's making fun of Russell there. Cash Kane talking that basketball game. Thank you to, okay. I think that's going to be it. Maybe it's not a lot of support here for the Bengals like I thought there would be. Here is Robert. He's on the over here. Tom Redcard on the Steelers in this one. And why wasn't Zappy in there, right? Cash Game, thank you. Like and subscribe here. And we're underway in our EPL action. Fernando likes the over as well. And hello to the latest employed man of our chat room, Nunya. Thank you, Nunya, here. All right. I guess it wasn't as overwhelming as I thought. Everyone would probably take the Bengals here in this one. And look, for me, I like Joe gave out the total. I'll just say it right now. Joe gave out the total with his pick in the community tab. So I'm going to let Joe. Want everyone to go over there and check out his play. I'm going to give out my premium pick here on the show. I have the Bengals in this one. This is the one I've already sent out. I'm not going to rehash something here. Joe's got a great pick on the total, so please check it out on the community tab. I'm going to go with the Bengals. This is my premium pick over at winnable.com. So who's going to subscribe to my picks if I keep giving them out here? How am I going to, generate any cash flow for building up the channel and everything like that? I'm taking the Bengals here. We see Brentford has already scored, and their matchup with Southampton. How about Brentford here? I think I can say it now. Sub, I believe. I hope I get this right. I'm pretty sure I do. That Sub is on Brentford. I bet him. Sub told me to, and Brentford leads early on the road in this one. Brentford with that goal. All right. I think that's it for this one. Let's move to the bowl game now. We got a bowl game, and it starts in just 52 minutes. So we've got to hurry here. We got to get this one out. But you know what? I've already heard about 5 or 10 Steam plays come in. So let me catch up with this is our college basketball coverage, right? For the most part. How else are you going to cover 138 games? You think I'm going to report on every one? This is how we report games on a Saturday with 138 college basketball games. This is how we do it here on the show. And we did have some steam that came in just moments ago with Hampton and Elon. Steam to the under in this one with Hampton and Elon. This one was 139.5. Call it 139 here, maybe even 138.5. Steam to the under with Hampton and Elon. Also, Colorado and Arizona State. We're seeing steam here to the under with CU and ASU. This one was 143. We're down to 142 or so right now with Colorado and ASU. All right. Also, steam to the over with Syracuse and Florida State. We're seeing this one was at 156, but it's going to be 157 here right now with Syracuse and Florida State steam to the over here in college basketball. All right, let's get to the bowl game right now with Buffalo taking on Liberty here in this one. We saw the bowl game action, of course, yesterday with the First Responders Bowl. With the wild game there. Now we see a goal here by officially now Manchester City with that goal. So I'm on the board here with my chances. I said go over in that game. I played the over here with Manchester City and West Ham as my play here on the show, and I bet it. Took West Ham also for a little sprinkle, but goal here for Manchester City just moments ago. So, all right. Here yesterday, college football, we did have a premium pick winner with the Minnesota Golden Gophers in the Mayo Bowl, and PJ Fleck got all that delicious mayo on him there yesterday. And also yesterday we had it was a wild game, that Texas State North Texas. I did have the over as my premium pick. It didn't quite get there, but it tried. Here's some steam right now coming in. One more college basketball before we get to this bowl game here with South Carolina in their matchup with Mississippi State. We are seeing steam to the over here right now with South Carolina and Mississippi State. This one was 142.5. It's up to 143 right now. This is pretty sure that's a series we've seen go mostly under, if I'm not mistaken, with South Carolina and Mississippi State. But nonetheless, let's get to the bowl game here right now with Buffalo taking on Liberty. Look, it is a bowl game. We'll talk about it just for a minute or two here. I want to say it's a terrible bowl game, necessarily. The Bahamas Bowl. I mean, this game's been played. Sometimes I think it wasn't played one time because of weather or something like that, or postponed. But nonetheless, the thing I want to point out is the fact that these two teams played Liberty played the easiest schedule in the country this year. Buffalo played the second easiest schedule in the country this year, so this can't really be that great of a game. But Liberty's won 3 of its last 4 after a kind of a shaky season. It wasn't the same Liberty for sure, but they're an underdog here for the first time all season. So Liberty's won 3 of their last 5 bowls. They're pretty good actually with Coach Chadwell as an underdog in years past, but like I said, this year they haven't been an underdog. They are 16-8-1, or Chadwell is 16-8-1 in his career as an underdog coach. Buffalo's won 4 straight games. They're averaging 43 points per game. In those wins, Buffalo 2-1 against the spread as a favorite this season. They have been allowing points too here, but I don't know if that's what's going to happen necessarily here today, even though Buffalo's kind of been a higher scoring team. It feels like Liberty won 55-27 in a matchup against Buffalo last season. But remember, that was Super Liberty at that time. The last 7 years, the underdog has come through here. 5 of the last 7 Bahamas Bowls have been won by the dog. Buffalo's come here and won before. 5 years ago, they won 31-6 here at the Bahamas Bowl. So do you guys have anything here in this one? Like I said, Liberty's never a dog. They are 8-1 in their last 9 games as an underdog, but that's a 4-year sample size because they have not been underdogs too many times. All right, let's see what you got here. If anything in this one, you guys are going crazy in the chat with a little soccer there. Redbeard's ready to go on that first game of the day in college basketball. And let's see there. Trying to catch up here on this one. All right, here we go. I think we got Cash Kane on Liberty here. Elliott might be going under here in this one. And Jermaine says, how many more NBA's next right now, Jermaine? And then we got to go to hockey, though, and then college basketball. I kind of keep the same format. That way, if people do want to come in at the specific time they want, they can. We got Redbird talking about those overs this year. Robert going over here in this one. And it seems like these games, some of them are getting away a little bit, right? All right. First half full game over. Is that right for Redbeard? Man, I feel like I'm in the minority in this one. I'm going under actually here. Oh, Chelsea has a goal in their matchup here with Palace. I see Philly Eagle Flyers says right now. All right. I'm going to take the under in this one with Buffalo and Liberty. I feel like I'm in the minority a little bit here for sure. Or actually, I want to say this. I think the public is going over. I think handicappers I've seen are kind of with me a little bit on the under here. And if anything, you look at what the total has moved here, open to maybe 52, 52.5 at some spots, and now we're down to 51. So the move has been on the under, and well, I'm showing public tickets shading to the under as well. That's it for football today. Thank you, gang. Let's get to basketball here right now with our. Well, no, let's run a little bit more college basketball steam here right now is what I want to do. Just heard about 5 plays coming in here. How about we go to the matchup here with 805-806 UC San Diego in their matchup. Man, are they playing well right now? UC San Diego Tritons. They are steamed to the under here in the matchup with Fullerton. It was 137.5, probably down to 136.5 here right now with UC San Diego and Fullerton. It's steam to the under here in this one. Also, steam came in Wofford and East Tennessee State. The steam came in on the under here in this one with Wofford and East Tennessee State. It was 142. We're down to 141 here right now. Seen a couple of unders here with these two teams, if I'm not mistaken, with Wofford and East Tennessee State. Talking about in general for these teams. Here's steam right now. It's right as we speak. 707, 708, Arkansas State and James Madison. Steam to the under here right now was 149, down to 148 here, Arkansas State and James Madison. Steam to the under. Also, Fresno State and Utah State. Steam to the over here in this one with Fresno State and Utah State was 155.5, now 156.5. Steam in the over, Fresno State and Utah State. Also here, Morehead State and Tennessee Tech. Steam to the under here in this one with Morehead State and Tennessee Tech. This one was 142.5, but now we're down here to maybe 142, maybe 141.5. Steam to the under there with Morehead State and Tennessee Tech. Tennessee Tech already took the steam in that game. It was a pick'em, but they are a slight favorite here, I believe, right now. Tennessee Tech took the steam against Morehead State. Also, from the ACC, Cal and Clemson. Steam to the over here. It was 147. Now, these two teams, I think, have had a couple of overs here this season. Was 147. Now we're looking at 148 or higher here with Cal and Clemson. Steam to the over right now. Steam to the under here with St. Mary's and Portland. This was 139.5. Let's call it 139, 138.5 right now. Steam to the under here with St. Mary's and Portland. Also, let's see here. That might catch us up here right now. Let's go to the NBA and right now and look at our 9-game card. We'll do it rather quickly. We'll just go with the picks here because, hey, that's what we know. Everybody wants my picks. All right. A couple more comments here from you guys. I think you're ready to go. Here we go. NBA. First up. 76ers taking on the Nets here in this one. Teams with similar. If we could have skipped a game, this might be the one to skip. But still got to respect the Sixers a little bit. And hey, the Nets are our moneymaker. After all, this season it seems like when we've needed a little cash, we can count on the Nets, and they're underdog here at home against the Sixers here in this one. You've got the Sixers favored by 7.5, and the total here at 214. It opened around 6, and now we're up 1.5 here in this one with the Sixers and Brooklyn. Brooklyn is 17-11-1 as an underdog so far this season, but the Sixers still have done pretty well in this series for the most part, it feels like, against the Nets. They've had the better upper hand, it feels like, in the series here between these division foes. So also the Sixers here, they've been trending to the over here, it feels like, a little bit. They are 6-2-2 to the over in their last 8, 10-7-1 to the over in their last 10 games. I'm going to take the under, though, in this one with the Sixers and the Nets here. Not really many trends to support it here. I just feel like in this particular matchup, getting to 215 points will be the issue here. Look, it's already down from 216.5 down to 214. Someone's pushing this total down here, and I'm going to kind of ride with them a little bit. I'll be on the under here with the Sixers and the Nets. And let's see here. Philly Eagle Flyer likes the Sofa Score app. And Cash Kane is on the Sixers here. Robert says give him the Sixers and the under here. All right. I guess that's it in that one. I'm on the under. Next up, Timberwolves taking on the Pistons here in this one. Non-conference matchup between teams with, well, similar records here. Minnesota, a game over 500. The Pistons, a couple of games under 500. Minnesota's lost 2 straight. The Pistons have won their last 2 games over Charlotte and over Orlando. They covered the game against Orlando. Minnesota with losses against top level competition for sure. Boston and Oklahoma City. So still Minnesota here favorite by up to 7.5 right now, and the total here still 217.5. So we're seeing the move on the Timberwolves here, but Pistons have been just fine. It feels like in fact, they didn't even cover the last game. They won against Charlotte, but didn't get the money. But that's okay. Here, the Pistons just winning feels like a pretty good vibe for them right now. So let's see if you guys have anything in this one. The Pistons are 14-9-1 as an underdog this season. It feels like this is more of a Pistons game overall, the way I see it. You look at let me see here if I get this right on this one. With the Pistons here, mostly it's against the Timberwolves. It feels like they're 10-17 as a favorite against the spread this year. Detroit, like I said, a winning record against the spread as an underdog. I'm probably going to pivot to the total. I think I'm going to use this as a premium. That's the way I was kind of already looking here a little bit, but I just wanted to point that out. That's what it feels like to me. The Wolves don't do well in this role, is what it is. They've failed to cover in 11 straight games after a home loss. Minnesota 0-11. Last 11 off of a home loss, 0-11 against the spread. So, I don't know about that. I'm gonna take the under though here as my play. Minnesota 12-15 to the under here so far this season. So I think that's where I'm gonna head here in this one. Like I said, this one probably not one where I have a lot of substantial trends to support this pick necessarily, but that's where I want to go in this one with Minnesota and Detroit. So let's see if you guys have something here in this matchup. Go to the chat and see if this game is of interest to you guys. We go. Thank you, Joe. Oh, Joe's got a play right here. Texas State team total over. They've gone over their team total, I think is what he said. Or they've hit over their over 65.5, not necessarily over their team total, but over this number in 10 of their last 10 games. And in the head-to-head matchup, I believe he's saying they've hit it in 3 of 7. Is that right? I hope I got that right, Joe. I don't want to screw it up. Here's first quarter under. Tom says give him the Nets in that game against the Sixers. Thank you. Here's first quarter under. I guess I'm ahead of you guys a little bit. Sorry about that. But Jermaine's on the Pistons here in this one. And he says the Wolves are 0-3 against the spread on Saturdays. I mean, come on. I mean, who doesn't what's wrong with these guys? It's Saturday. Try to be better. Wolves. Robert likes the under here in this one. So do I. That's my play here on the show, actually, is the under with Minnesota and Detroit. And let's see here. Fernando does like the over. Tom's on the Pistons there. This one plus the points. Donut Silk says this is Minnesota's having some locker room problems. And let's see here. Redbeard on Georgia over Ole Miss. Here's a prop on Beasley today. Says Beasley gets a revenge game here. Okay, I guess that's it. I guess I'm on the under here in this one with Minnesota and Detroit here. That'll be my play on the show. All right. Just wanted to say that Pistons, though, here's the thing for me, I think that puts me on the under 8 of the Pistons' last 9 games as an underdog. Here, let me see if I got this right here. No, I don't have a stat necessarily to back this one up. I'm pretty much rolling with the. It feels like more with the uh, sharp action here a little bit. All right, let me continue on here right now in this one. Next up,
Final.
want to get, if I may, a little bit more steam here, real quick. College basketball. High Point in their matchup with Asheville. We are seeing steam. This is on the extra board here in an early start with High Point and Asheville. I just want to mention this. I do have a pick on the side in this game with my premium pick coverage over on Winnable, but we are seeing steam to the over here with High Point and Asheville. It was as low as 150, but now we're up to 151 and a half, maybe even 152 in the matchup with High Point and Asheville. High Point also got steamed in the game, so I'll just mention it right now. High Point took the steam. They were 2.5. They were 2-point favorites. Now they're up to 3 or more here. High Point taking the steam here against Asheville. Also, Cal State Northridge took the steam in their matchup against UC Davis. Northridge was a 7-point favorite, but they're up to 8.5 here right now with some serious steam. It feels like here with Northridge in their matchup, the Matadors took the steam against UC Davis. Also, big steam here. It looks like in a good matchup here with Texas and Texas A&M. Steam came in on the over here at 139.5. It's up to 140 or so, maybe even 140 and a half here. Steam to the over with Texas and Texas A&M. Continuing on here right now with the Suns taking on the Pacers. In this one, you have Suns coming in 15 and 17, Pacers coming in 17 and 18. A mediocre game here, I guess, at this point, but the Suns have lost 3 in a row coming into this one right now. And if anything, the Pacers have been covering here of late. They're a terrible cover as a favorite, 5, 11, and 1, but the Suns aren't much better. They're 11 and 21 against the spread overall, 5 and 9 against the spread as an underdog here in this one. But Pacers still putting up plenty of points. The steam came in on the over here that has driven this one higher to 230. Oh, that's right. I'm showing 233.5 a little bit. So maybe a little bit of pullback here. I'm going to go with the over here in this one. I mean, you got an Indiana team that is 22 and 13 to the over this season, 10 and 4 to the over at home. Suns have been going under here a little bit of late for sure, but they still are 10 and 4 to the over on the road. I think I've got a third straight total here. I'm going over with the Suns and the Pacers. Here's a little Miles Turner prop here in this one. Suns for Cash Kane, Suns for Robert here as well. Looking for the Suns to turn it around here. 3-game losing streak right now for the Suns. Indiana's coming off of a win over Miami the other night. We know Miami. We're going to get to them here in a second, but I'll take the over here with the Suns and Indiana. Steam here to the over South Carolina State in their matchup today. South Carolina State taking the steam. They were, probably a minus 5.5, 5-point favorite here, but they're probably up to 6 right now in their matchup at Morgan State. Steam is on South Carolina State. All right, we'll keep this one up here right now. Jermaine keeping us right. We're relative, Jermaine, right? I think we are pretty much in tune here. All right, and see some other action from the championship there in the chat. Tom on the Suns too. That's some Suns support there. Is that a consensus play from the chat with Kane, with Robert, and with Tom, all on the Suns there? We'll see what Thomas says here. All right, let's get to the next one.
Steam playing.
Or let's throw in a steamer here. North Carolina Central and Coppin extra board game here. Wow, look at this one. It was 135. It's up to 137.5. Big move here. North Carolina Central and Coppin, big move to the over here. Also, extra board just moments ago. Texas Southern taking the steam from Southern here. Southern U. Texas Southern takes the steam. They were a 1-point dog. I think they're a 1-point favorite here by the time this one gets done moving, with Texas Southern taking the steam against Southern U. The Knicks are taking on the Bulls. Next up in this one here with the Knicks, 24-11. The Bulls just 15-19 coming into this one, but this is the role that doesn't suit the Knicks very well, or maybe more so. Maybe it suits the Bulls a little bit better, it feels like, here in this one. Let's see what's up here with these two teams, and we'll get your suggestions here. Possibly the Knicks had their winning streak ended, of course, in their last game. The Knicks ended up losing to Oklahoma City last night, 117-107. The Knicks led most of the way, right? I thought they were looking pretty sharp there in that game. It was the consensus, remember, was on the Knicks. I went with the over as a winner here on the show yesterday in that matchup. It did end up ticking over with going to 224, but consensus was on the Knicks, and they were winning most of the way. And man, Oklahoma State just blew by them there. I think they almost doubled them up, I felt like, in the fourth quarter in that one. So the Bulls have covered the spread in facing teams off of a back-to-back here a little bit. I kind of favor them here in this matchup with the Knicks, despite the Knicks, obviously the better team, playing hot here right now. But the Bulls had won 2 straight before losing to the Wizards on New Year's Day. So see what you guys have here in this one. The Knicks are 6-3-1 against the spread in the last 10 games overall here, but I'm probably going to end up taking the points as my play here on the show. Let's see what you guys have here, if anything, in this one with the Bulls and the Knicks. I feel like I might be a little bit by myself here, a little bit wanting to fade these red-hot Knicks here. But again, Bulls covered 5 straight when facing teams on a back-to-back. And Chicago has won 9 straight games at home when they are the underdog, if they lost their previous game as a favorite. That one is from the Mikey Money, SDQL vault there, I think. So I'm going to take the Bulls here a little bit with that tricky angle here. Look, the Bulls are 5-11 straight up at home. So I'm going to be out there on a limb, it feels like, in this one. I'm showing handicappers all on the Knicks here, pretty much unanimous. Paid handicappers on the Knicks today, at least the ones that I've taken a look at. All right, let's see what you guys have here with the Knicks and the Bulls. All right. And let's see here in this one, we've got... sure I get this one right here with Gerardo. Oh, he's still on that Kentucky game here. We're going to have to get it. We got 25 minutes. I don't know how we're going to get to that one. So you guys have plenty of action on that Kentucky game. Anyways, actually, I do have my premium pick in the Kentucky-Florida game. So if anything, I do have a play up there over at Winnable for the subscribers there in that one. All right, Bulls for Kane here. Robert wants to go under in this one. The widely reported steam did come in on the under in this game. Thomas says the Suns were a consensus play there, and he also likes the Knicks in this game. Feels like the Knicks will be pretty popular. Fernando says the total is steaming up here. Let me check it out, Fernando. Here in this one, he says it's all the way up to 234-ish here right now. Tom's on the Knicks as well. And there's Gravy. Hello to Gravy. And yeah, that Florida game I'm showing right now, mostly threes out there for Kentucky, maybe even a few 3.5s here right now. Although Elliot says this thing just dropped to 2.5, so I might be a little bit behind here for some reason. It feels like, oh my goodness, and the total there at 166. So, all right, here we go. Next up, I'm on the I'm on the Bulls in that one. Jazz and Heat here. So obviously the story is with Jimmy Butler and the 7-game suspension. He'll never play for the Heat, it feels like here. And well, Jimmy, you know what? Everywhere you go, it always ends up, being some emo disaster. Once after a while, I just kind of look in the mirror here. Will the Heat be better right now without Jimmy Buckets? Just getting in the way, basically, it feels like at this point. So good riddance, Jimmy, here as we move on from him and try to find a way to get him dealt and maybe pick up some pieces here for the Heat. But the Jazz come in certainly with a losing streak right now coming into this game. So Miami is won 7 straight at home against Utah in this series, but Utah has covered 9 straight games against Miami when they are underdogs. This one's tricky here for sure in this one. And Utah, of course, we know they're a big time over here right now, going over in 10 of their last 12 games overall. They're also 12-6 to the over on the road. Miami is over as well. 18 of their 32 games this season have gone over here in this one. Utah, they're 10-8 against the spread on the road. They've been doing a pretty okay job. It feels like, yeah, they failed to cover their last 2 against top teams, New York and Denver, but Miami, like I said, maybe they will be better now without this disaster here. It feels like with the Jimmy Butler, but we'll just see here. I'm going to probably end up on the over in this game with Utah and Miami here as Utah continues to go over here for the most part. And as far as Miami is concerned, look, they still are 10-6 straight up at home, but man, you think they're going to cover a big number here right now, even against these lackluster Utah Jazz? Again, Utah was playing well enough to cover some games here despite this losing streak right now. Let's see if you guys have anything in the chat on this one with the Jazz and the Heat. Here's Cash Kane. He says, go with the money line here in that one. And Jermaine says Utah's in their best spot here right now. And Gravy says, how about some round robins? When talking parlays and stuff, and, we always say for maybe more sophisticated gamblers, don't do as many parlays. But I tell you this, Gravy, when I do parlays, I like them in a round robin fashion. That's how you can roll up some, right? Why would you go now? Okay, I understand it. You're sitting at the book, you go up there, you roll out a 5-team or 6-team or 10-team or whatever you want to do. I would rather take a bunch of, 2 and 3 team round robins. And then if you hit, you're still getting great payday. Sure, it's not a 10-1, but it also minimizes the damage a little bit if it's not a great great picks, right? Here's Tom is on the Heat in this one. All right, I'm going to take the over with the Jazz and the Heat. We got to keep the show moving here, and hopefully we could get it done. All right, next up is, wait a minute, the Nuggets at the Spurs. We just saw this one last night, of course, with the Spurs and the Nuggets. We had the premium pick winner with the San Antonio Spurs, and what a finish for the Spurs, winning that game late. Did a terrific job. Look, the Spurs, there's no doubt. I mean, I think we want to kind of put them in the, so improved, man, so improved. And if they can keep this up, they can make the playoffs. And look, they're not going to go anywhere. We know that, but sure is fun to see these guys right now, the way they're going. Look, this is 2 teams that have been going over big time. It feels like, well, the Nuggets anyway, right? 21-11 to the over, 11-5-1 to the over on the road, but turn it around back to back. maybe I'm wrong on how this one should play out. You see the total there at 237 right now. I think it's I guess if the Nuggets weren't such a
System
big
playing.
time over, maybe I could make this a premium. I'm not even sure about the side here at this point. It feels like, but I'm going under in this game, back to back here after what we saw yesterday. Yeah, it was a pretty big score there yesterday, 113 to 110, but that was well under the 238 yesterday. So I'm going to try it again here. Turn it around in San Antonio. I get that, but look, San Antonio's 12-7 straight up at home. Now they are 7-14 straight up as an underdog, but they just won last night against this team. They're obviously playing pretty hot here right now. The Spurs are on a massive cover streak at this point. They've won their last 2 games here right now. Now, Denver, they have won 9 straight games on a back-to-back, but they are the Denver Nuggets. Now, here's a goal by West Ham or by Manchester City here right now. We see the goal, taking a 2-0 lead here. Man City with the goal against West Ham. Bournemouth and Everton here, also 0-0. So also do want to mention, though, there is definitely a trend here. San Antonio has gone over in 8 of their last 9 games at home against Denver, but I'm going to take the under here in this one. We've got some comments from you guys here. Hello to Barry. Thank you very much for your support. Great to have you here today. Thomas likes a little round robin action there, too. And Big Scott says, don't you put more money in there? Yeah, I think you do, Big Scott. I think I would put more money into my round robins. You should return more winners there than you would with your one-shot parlay, I think is what it feels like.
Team playing.
Also, Robert, though, he likes the under with me in this one. And Redbeard says, way Wemby's playing right now, just got to roll with it a little bit. Gravy right on. 2s and 3s, right? 2s and 3s, it feels like. And also, though, what I don't mind doing sometimes, especially in the NFL, we're having a little fun. But, if you got like 4 teams you like, you just put I like doing maybe 1 4-teamer, and then you take 3 teamers in your round robin. You take 2 teamers in your round robin them up as well. And you just kind of put the more money towards your 2 teamers and 3 teamers. And then you just put a small amount on a big one there. Tom likes the Spurs here in this one. And Andrew, I think you might be going under here as well. So, look, the only thing that did worry me here, I was going to probably go premium, but you got Denver always going over. This series always goes over, but I watched that game last night. I thought it was pretty intense in the matchup. I think you got to start taking the Spurs a little bit seriously here, it feels like right now, right? I mean, with it, look, not just Wemby, but you got to respect so what Sohan does in there as well. Good team. Spurs are fun to watch. All right, next up, Spurs are fun to watch and overlooked as a fun team to watch, I think. Trailblazers and Bucks. We're going to keep it going here right now in this one with the Blazers on the road getting 12.5 the total, mostly about around 228 or so. Feels like here Portland's lost a couple in a row here to the Lakers and the Sixers. Milwaukee lost to Brooklyn last time out. Remember, 113 to 110 is a 12.5 point favorite there. So the widely reported steam did come in on the over in this game. You do have Portland 5-11-1 to the under on the road.
System playing.
And let's see here what you guys have maybe in this one. Portland's lost 8 straight. Is that right? 8 straight games here right now? No, that's not right. Oh, 8 straight on the road. Okay. Portland's lost 8 straight on the road right now, but Milwaukee does not cover spreads very well at all here. They've dropped the spread in 6 of their last
Team playing.
7 games at home here right now. Portland has gone over in 4 of their last 5 games coming in. Like I said, the steam came in there, but I'm going to try Portland here in this one. I think the getting these double-digit points against a team that doesn't feel like they're covering much of anything this season. We know the Bucks have struggled against the spread, 9-14-1 against the spread as a favorite. And if anything, Portland does 16-14-1 against the spread as a dog. Here, Portland's 0-2 as a favorite, but I'm going to try Portland here with all these points. It feels like in this one as we reached halftime here in a lot of these EPL games right now. We're going to get some steam going here in just a minute for sure. And let's see what we got here. Redbeard liking Portland here, maybe to get that money. Robert liking the over here. Chase that steam a little bit. Tom's going to lay it, though, in this one. All right, let's get a few more steamers in here real quick for the last 2 NBA games. I've got a move here in the NHL right now with the Edmonton Oilers. They were $1.65, but they're up to $1.75 or more here right now as the Oilers continue to get the attention of bettors, and they got steamed in their matchup against the Seattle Kraken here today. Also, just moments ago, it was UT Arlington taking steam in their matchup with Tarleton today. This one was 138.5 or so, but now we're up to 139, maybe even 139.5 now with the steam going over with Arlington and Tarleton. Also, Charlotte and Rice steamed to the over. We're steamed rice here. No, steamed over. Not steamed rice, but steamed to the over here with Charlotte and Rice. It was 140.5. It's up to 141.5 or so right now with Charlotte and Rice. I think we've seen a couple of overs anyway this season from those 2 teams. Also, the Toronto Maple Leafs continue to attract the attention of wise guys, it feels like, here in their matchup with Boston today. It was 140, probably up to $1.50 or so here right now, or $1.55 even, with Toronto at home against the Bruins today. Also, added board steam in college basketball with Incarnate Word and Stephen F. Austin steamed to the under here. It was 135. This one's probably going to go all the way to 133, I think, with Incarnate Word and Stephen F. Austin steamed to the under. Also steamed to the over here with Southern Utah and Grand Canyon. We already talked about the steam coming in on Southern Utah, but now here's steam to the over with Southern Utah and Grand Canyon. Now up to, like I said, it was 153, but now it's up to maybe even 154.5, 155 here with Southern Utah and Grand Canyon steam to the over. Also, Bethune-Cookman and Florida A&M on the added board here. Steam to the over in this one with Bethune-Cookman in their matchup with Florida A&M. This one was this one's been a huge mover today. This one was 139 at the opener, but right now this has been the biggest mover I've seen today. It's up to 144.5 or more here. Big move, 5-point move, Bethune-Cookman and Florida A&M. Grambling and Prairie View. Here's steam to the under in this one with Grambling and Prairie View. It was another big mover here, actually. And you're going to see bigger moves sometimes on the added board, but it was 149. It's down here to 145.5 with Grambling and Prairie View. Okay. Think I'm caught up on a few of these here. I can't even keep them all straight. Couple more games in the NBA here right now, and let's take a look with the Grizzlies taking on the Warriors here in this one. The Grizzlies coming in on the back-to-back here, obviously, following their game last night against the Sacramento Kings. The Kings did a nice job, for sure, to get that win there last night sent me down to a defeat in that one. Maybe went to the well one too many times with Memphis. Maybe it should have been obvious there. The struggling King, well, not struggling anymore, but they now won 3 in a row, I believe, since the firing of Brown. So, the fact that they ended up being a favorite in that one should have been maybe a little bit of a note there in that one. So, nonetheless, let's get the preview here going in this one with the Grizzlies and the Warriors. Warriors favorite here by 2.5. The total here is 233.5 here right now in this one. The Warriors. Let's see here. Warriors 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games overall. Memphis, they're still a terrific cover here, no doubt, but they're the team on the back-to-back here. Obviously, they're still 23-11 against the spread coming into this one. 10-6 to the 10-6 record against the spread on the road. So let's see what you guys have maybe in this one with Memphis and Golden State. I know where I'm headed here, and I think it's my premium plays. I don't know if I like the side, but I only have one play right now in the game. So I've got the under here in this one. In the matchup here with Memphis and Golden State. Memphis has been going over. We know that. I can't give you any trend that's saying the game will go under, except the Warriors side where they've gone under as a under in 7 of their last 10 games overall. And the Warriors are 14-19 to the under and have gone under in 16 of their last 21 games overall right now. So see what you guys want to do in this one. This is a home team dominated series for sure. The home team has covered 14 of the last 18 meetings between these two teams overall, but you are dealing with a spread here of 2.5. This one did open as high as 6.5, but obviously here with the personnel situation in this one, Steph Curry out of this matchup. So it's funny because it really doesn't seem like the total has moved, that much, despite receiving that information, yesterday afternoon that Curry was going to miss this game. The total was, it was a pretty high at the early release line, 237, 238 or more, and it is down to 234, but I thought we already knew that Curry was going to miss the game because we got that news at about 8:30 last night. And, of course, Ja Morant still out here in this one. And, Memphis was getting into it a little bit last night. It feels like we got a little breaking news here right now. Maybe this is it. We talked about that Toronto steam that came in, of course, always related to this man's availability. Austin Matthews is upgraded to probable for the game tonight for the Maple Leafs. So that's why you saw that steam move come in for sure against the Bruins today. All right, Pajemski still out for the Warriors here. Wiggins is probable in this one. I've got the under here with Memphis and Golden State. All right, I'm falling way behind with you guys here. But let's see here. There was a little bit more. Cash Kane was on the Bucks. And Philly Eagle Flyer, did he score there with that Bournemouth first half draw? And Turnsey here. Great to have Turnsey here today. He's talking a little bit of World Juniors action. Thank you, Turnsey, for bringing us that coverage. I've not been able quite to get there this year for some coverage, but appreciate that. He's got some plays here. He's got over in Finland, Sweden, over in USA, Czechia there. Thank you, Turnsey. Appreciate that. Good analyst. Good analysis there in that one. All right. I think that might be it. Warriors here for Tom in this one. Like I said, we're down to 2.5 here. And the Warriors, look, they do have a pretty good series, mostly against Memphis. It's just a matter of what can you do here again tonight? They've won 8 straight home games against against Memphis here. And hey, Memphis is on the back-to-back after all, right? Don't forget they're about to tip in that game right now with Florida and Kentucky. So I didn't get around to I like the over. Did you guys like the over in that one? I'm going to give out the over as my play in the Florida Kentucky game, but my premium is on the subscriptions there. Hopefully, you guys are with me on that. If not, good luck. But good to have the action ready to go here in college ball. And Gravy's ready to get his arbitraging on in Missouri. Robert here is on the Grizzlies. And Kane says Grizzlies are better without Morant than the Warriors are without Curry. How about Warriors first quarter here? All right, I think I'm caught up in the chat. Elliot's on the Grizzlies. All right, I'm on the under. One more in the NBA, and we got big time news here to talk about with this one. All right, you guys, you know my favorite player. He's ready to make his debut tonight. And the Clippers are up to 7.5, maybe based on that news a little bit, but we did get the word yesterday in plenty of time. It's been out there now for feels like at least 10 hours, 12 hours or so that Kawhi Leonard will be in the game tonight. Harden is probable as well. Will it? Maybe it'll affect the Clippers negatively. I don't know, but you will have Kawhi ready to make his debut tonight in the game against the Hawks here in this one. And you have right now the Clippers favored by 7.5. Yeah, sure, they were 3-4. You might say this has been a big move, but it's all about Kawhi here making his return. Clippers have lost 2 in a row. So have the Hawks here at this point, but Clippers are 9-3 against the spread as a favorite this season. Hawks are just 15-20 against the spread overall coming into this one. Los Angeles is won 10 straight games right now as a favorite. Are they being overlooked here a little bit? Seems like we've made a little money with the Clippers for sure. And yeah, we've made money going under in all those games, but the Hawks are a big time over team. Don't forget. Hawks are 23-12 to the over, while the Clippers are 12-21 to the under. Pretty much exactly opposites. Clippers have gone under in 6 of their last 7 games. This has been a road team series as far as covering the spread is concerned when these two teams meet. For the Clippers here, they are, 11-2 straight up their last 13 at home. Atlanta 4-2 against the spread in their last 6 games overall. Here, this one feels a little bit tricky. We want to see Kawhi back, but let's see if you guys have anything here with the Hawks taking on the Clippers tonight with the return of Kawhi. I got to go with the under here in the Clippers game. We'll see. But, if anything, Kawhi, one of the greatest defensive players in NBA history, whether or not he, has that still within him, with his deteriorating knees and all. It's not just all about Kawhi, but I love to talk about him. I love to fire everybody up because everybody makes fun of him, but, he'll still be there in a few clutch moments, even if he's not the same guy. We'll see tonight. See what you guys have in this one. I'm taking the under with the Hawks and the Clippers. We got to get to hockey, but see what you guys have, if anything, here in this one. Thomas is on the Clippers. Cash Kane says take the Hawks. Elliot likes the Clippers and the under here. Robert's going under. And Thomas reminds us about the Hawks here playing back-to-back, of course. They played the Lakers last night. We saw that game. I went over, and I thought I was going to have a winning day in the NBA, and we were rolling early with our NBA picks. We had Hornets, Pistons under. We had the Magic yesterday. but we had the Spurs, but it all went kind of haywire there. It felt like for me late. So actually, I think I finished. I said one game under 500. Actually, it might have been two or three. I might have. I might have passed out on that Laker game last night. That's what it feels like. All right. Um, yeah. No, Robert, I think, look, I think that early line, I think it's not so much just a big move out of no. I mean, it is because of Kawhi. It is. It has to be. Cash Kane says they won't get a big number. They won't be able to get there on a big number. Right, don't forget that bowl game also just underway, and I did have a premium pick in that one as well. So hopefully you're on it with me, but they're underway also in the bowl game here with uh, Buffalo and Liberty just about to get underway. Want to say hello to my man Aiden Dolan in the chat, brother. Good to see you here, my friend. I didn't expect to see you here, my pal. But good to see you, Aiden. And congratulations on an absolutely tremendous season. Aiden, just a total star, man. Total star, total stud lineman. Best of luck to you. Thank you, Aiden. Appreciate you. Thanks for seeing me here do my other job, if you will. All right. Thanks, brother. All right, Tom likes the Hawks here in this one. All right, that's it for the NBA. We're done. Man, I'm on a lot of unders today. What else is new? 5 unders for me, mostly totals here in the chat. Uh-oh. Let's go to the ice, shall we? Robert says, right? That's what I'm saying, Robert. I got to put on the bowl game here a little bit. Let's go to the ice here right now. We got to run through these quick and get ready to go with the show. Have a great day here today. And we're going to go to the Rangers and the Capitals here in this one. And how about it? I mean, like I said, without the Shesterkin here moving forward, you have Quick. And hey, Quick looked good. Let's see how it goes once he starts to have to take on some workload here. But look, this one's earned some national network coverage here today. The ABC game of the day here. And this one with Rangers and Capitals at noon Eastern and 9 Pacific in this one. So, hey, definitely want to take note of the national network coverage here. The Rangers did end their losing streak last time out with Quick in goal over Boston, 2-1. They did a nice job in that one. We know that Washington has been the moneymaker here for sure so far this season. They've been pretty strong, 12-4 record at home. They're definitely profitable at home this season. Maybe just a 10th of a unit or more, maybe a little bit more. And maybe Logan Thompson here in this one for the Capitals coming in. Washington 25-10-3 overall. The Rangers have dropped 7 of their last 10 overall. They're just a 3-8 as an underdog this season. These two teams definitely shaded under so far this season, but not by a tremendous amount. Still, the Rangers 4-7. 4-7 to the under as a dog this season. So see what you guys want to do here as we get ready to go on the ice. Washington here has covered the puck line here in a lot of these games right now. Let me see. Washington 12-7 against the puck line at home, but just 9-9 as a puck line favorite. So let's see what you have here in this one with Washington and the Rangers today. I've got to go under. Let me see any picks at all from you guys. Oh, here we go. I'm sorry. I was just missing it. Here is Philly Eagle Flyer going with the Caps in this one. Robert goes with the over here. Cash Kane says division game. I got to take the puck line here, he says. In this one, Elliott's on the Rangers, but Tom's on the Caps here. Pretty big number. I'll take the under in this one with the Rangers and the Caps. And I do like the Capitals, but that price is so high. I still want to take them. Has it gone down at all? Oh, it's up to $1.70 or so here. I'll probably just bet it. I'll take the under though. I always try to give out the most even prices here. If I have to give out a 170, I will. But Bill Eagle Flyer likes the under in the first period. He likes the under in the first period, or he likes to draw in the first period as well. All right. Next up, Devils and Sharks. Now the Devils have taken some big time steam here. They're a $4 favorite now. Better update the line here. Seems kind of, again, we've talked about it time and time again with some of these teams getting these big prices, but the Sharks, hey, they won last time out after all, and we said, look, the Sharks at home, they're, 26-15 as a puck line underdog so far this season. So, man, when I see these, massive favorites here, even if it is, the Devils here, 15-19 is a puck line favorite, 8-11 is a puck line on the puck line on the road. New Jersey, 6-12-1 to the under here on the road. See if you guys want to get involved in this one. We're on the night. We're already. This is an afternoon game. There's basically 2 afternoon games: Rangers, Capitals at noon, Devils and Sharks at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. So, see what you guys have, if anything, here in this one. I'm keeping my eye on the Bahamas Bowl. That turf is absolutely dreadful again this year, full of sand. As I'm watching the start of the football game here. All right. See if we got anything here real quick. Devils and Sharks. Anything? Devils money line. He'll lay the $4 here in this one. And I'll take the Sharks. I'll take the Sharks plus 2.5 here today. How bad is it with the Sharks here? Could they be under $1.25 to get those 2 goals? Let me see what I have. Oh no! Oh gosh, no! It's much. I don't know if I think I've already stuck my foot in my mouth here a little bit on that one there. Plus 2.5 is minus $1.65, but I'll do it. I've already said it, so let me have it. Give me the Sharks here on the puck line plus 2.5. I'm not into these $4 favorites here just yet. We're only in January. Come on. And Kane's with me in this one with the Sharks on the 2.5 goal line. Let's talk some college basketball steam here, maybe real quick. Some games just rolled in. Let's talk about it. Omaha and North Dakota State, 649-650. We're seeing a steam move to the over here right now. Was 148. We're up to 148.5 or 149 here with Omaha and North Dakota State. Steam move to the over. How about UL Monroe and Coastal Carolina? Steam move to the under here in this one with Monroe and Coastal. It was 136.5. Let's take it down here to 135.5 right now with some steam coming in with Monroe and Coastal. Also, Kansas State and TCU. We saw some steam come in here on the under in this one with Kansas State and TCU. It was 141.5. We're down to 141 or maybe even 140.5 here. Steam to the under, Kansas State and TCU. Also at extra board here right now with Lowell and Albany. Steam to the under here in this one. That was 159.5 in the matchup between Lowell and Albany. Actually, it was 161 at one point. We're all the way down here to 159 or lower here right now with Lowell and Albany. All right, we're going to continue on. Oh, one more here real quick, if I may. Northwestern State in their matchup against Nichols. They were getting 1 point, and now it's a pick 'em. They might even be a slight favorite here, Northwestern State, right now. Okay, what is going on here?
System playing.
All right, let me keep it rolling here right now. We gotta keep it moving here big time. With our next matchup, the Red Wings taking on the Jets, and a nice one here with the Jets favored here, 220, maybe down to 205 here right now, 5.5 over 20 in this one. With Winnipeg coming in, having lost two straight now. Detroit's on a 3-game winning streak. Yeah, the Jets a $2 favorite here in this one. Well, I get it. Look, the Jets are still pretty great with the best goalie around in Hellebuck here in this one. And well, still pretty low number here on this total. Man, it feels like this is the way it should be. You have two teams, especially here. Winnipeg 12, 16, and 2 to the under as a favorite. Detroit 11, 15, and 2 to the under as an underdog here. Jets at home, this should be a pretty decent matchup for them, I would think. Here they should be able to knock these guys off, and I will take the Jets on the puck line in this one. I think the Jets are one team that handles the puck line pretty well. uh, they're actually 17 and 13 as a puck line favorite. Now, no doubt, Detroit 19 and 9 as a puck line underdog, but just 3 and 7 on the puck line in their last 10 games. Now, they are on that 3-game winning streak. They beat Columbus, they beat Pittsburgh, they beat Washington, and Winnipeg, coming off a pair of losses to Anaheim and Calgary. So I'm going to take the Jets to turn it around, though, here, and I'll lay the puck line tonight with the Jets in this one. All right. I think Philly Eagle Flyers talking Galatasaray there. Is that what's going on? Jets money line here for Philly Eagle Flyer, also puck line and team total over and cash game. Looking for a little prop action here. Let's move on. Keep it going. We're going to go faster here now. It feels like Bruins and Maple Leafs. You got the Maple Leafs here. That needs to be updated for sure. We've seen that line move here with the announcement that Austin Matthews will be available and in the game tonight for Toronto. They're up to $1.55 or so. The total 6 under 20, it feels like, for the most part here, with the Leafs tonight going up against the Bruins here in Toronto with Woll in goal here. Maybe I should update the goalies, see if we've got any confirmations yet on the goalies, especially in that early game. I'm sure we do by now. Not yet with the game with the Rangers and the Caps, just yet. And Hellebuck likely in the matchup against the Red Wings. Woll likely to start here. He was in the starter's crease this morning, according to the beat writer. Woll comes in with a 2.39 goals against, a 12-6 record, 91.5% save percentage here in this one. The Bruins are pretty dismal. They cost you a quarter of a unit on the road every time out, it seems like. While Toronto, they're still profitable at home for the most part. I'm going to go ahead and take the Maple Leafs here to win this one tonight against the Bruins. It feels to me right now, Toronto, a lot of momentum, 24 and 13 here. They've won 2 in a row. Boston's lost 2 in a row coming into this one, although we'll mention the teams did meet back in November at Toronto here, and Toronto won the game 4-0. All right, I'm going to take Toronto here. Gravy's ready to go in college basketball. It's next. Cash Kane wants the under in this one. Here's some steam. Gravy says college basketball. Let's go. So let me give some steam to Gravy here right now. It just came in. Arkansas and Tennessee. Here's steam to the under here in this one with Arkansas and Tennessee. Arkansas's had a little bit of a trend to the over, it feels like, but maybe these two teams have had a couple of unders this year. But here right now, steam to the under in the matchup with Arkansas and Tennessee, probably down to 142 or so here right now. Handicappers like Arkansas in that game. Utah and Dallas steam to the under in hockey, by the way. Utah and Dallas. We'll get to that game momentarily, but just want to pass along some steam here coming in. It was, I'm sorry, steam to the over in the game between Utah and Dallas. Wow. I mean, if you think any game would be an under on this card today, it'd be that one. But 6 is going up here, juice to the over here right now. Utah and Dallas. Wow. All right, Old Dominion took some college basketball steam as well here just moments ago. Old Dominion was a 2-point favorite. Let's call it 2.5 here right now in their matchup with Southern Miss. Total also got steamed from 143, as we mentioned, to 144 or so in that one. All right, keep it rolling here right now and try to get through the college, the hockey here with the Wild taking on the Hurricanes. You got the Hurricanes, a $2 favorite here in this one. Right now, total 5.5 over 25. The Hurricanes here were $1.85 or so, but pretty big move here against the Minnesota team we know can get it done on the road. Minnesota's won 2 games in a row. They've been very profitable on the road with a 14-3 road record, but we know Carolina 14-4 at home. This is a hot matchup today here for sure. Are the Wild really in that poor of a position here in this game against the Hurricanes today? The line would indicate that that's indeed the case, but let's see what you guys have in this one. Man, wow, $2 now here in this matchup. All right. Well, Minnesota, they've covered some puck lines for sure on the road, and they'll probably get an okay price here. It feels like now at $2. What is Minnesota's puck line here today? Minus $1.50 here in this one. I probably want to do that. It feels like. See what you guys have in this one in the chat in this matchup with Minnesota and Carolina. Man, anything here from the chat? Let me go through it here. Doesn't look like it. Wild here on the puck line. I'll do it. Give me the Wild plus 1.5 goals here at this point. I know that when you see a big number like this, it usually means they'll probably be overwhelming here against the Wild, but I can't do it. Got to take the Minnesota Wild here, 14-3. Come on, they are just 6-8 as an underdog, but they are 8-6 as a puck line dog. Carolina is okay as a puck line favorite, 12-6 at home against the puck line for Carolina. Philly Eagle Flyer says first period full game draw. Canes under. Canes money line. Next up, Canadians on the road here in this one, going up against the Avalanche. You got Jacob Dobbs here going in his second start after he looked so good in that shutout in his debut. They called him up from Laval Rocket, and he got the win. Then Sam was in there and they lost. Now Colorado's on a massive winning streak right now, red hot. The Avalanche seems unstoppable here. Blackwood in goal. They're going to have to go with Blackwood here right now because we did see that going to just be sidelined here right now. Colorado's other goalie, of course. What was the other news that we saw there? All right. Thought there was some other big news. Well, anyways, Wedgwood's going to be out for I think at least a week here right now. So maybe it'll be a couple starts for Blackwood, the young star goaltender here. But Colorado 14-4-1 to the over at home. Montreal 12-5-2 to the over on the road. In this one, but Montreal's been a pretty okay road team considering. Now they're just 7-11, but they are profitable at some of those numbers here. So I don't know if I'm going to trust and I want to take another puck line here with Montreal. It feels like today they're plus 1.5, at least at even money. It feels like in this one. So see if you guys like this game with Montreal here on the road, taking on the Avs tonight. You got Colorado Montreal have gone under in 7 straight games overall when these two teams, or 7 straight at home against Montreal. They only host them once a year. So Montreal, they got to be pretty live here in this one. Montreal covering as a puck line dog, 20-14 as a puck line underdog. Colorado just 6-13 on the puck line at home this season. So I'll try Montreal here again. Give me the Habs plus a goal and a half against the Habs. Habs over the Habs in this one. All right, nothing from you guys here. Little scoreboard update. Hey, I think I just won a bet here. Thanks, Philly Eagle Flyer. He says City is winning 4-0. Is that right? Is that the score? 4-0? I'm going to mark myself with a winner here on the over that I gave out before the show here with West Ham and Man City over. If that's the score, I think I've got myself a winner right there. Also, he says Villa's winning. That was Sub's pick. Remember, Sub went Villa and under today, I believe. So I think that one's looking pretty good right now. And he says Leeds is winning there, I think, in the championship. All right, here we go. Next up, Blues and Blue Jackets here in this one with Hoffer in goal for the Blues and Merzlikins in there for Columbus today. Columbus has been a massive, awesome home team for sure this season, but probably the best in the league as far as making money is concerned this season, right? Columbus, they are 13-7 at home. Now they're a terrible favorite. They're 1-6 straight up as a favorite this year. The Blues have been profitable on the road. They are 14-7 straight up on the road. Still feels like a pretty good matchup here, but they have made the Blue Jackets the favorite here in this one. A list $1.25. It's actually a little bit cheaper here right now, it feels like, and I'm going to probably end up here taking the Blue Jackets in this one. Columbus, this is usually an underdog situation. It does feel like the underdog has won this game 8 of the last 9 meetings when the Blue Jackets are let me make sure I get this straight. When these two teams meet, the underdog usually wins. 8 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams, the underdog has won. But it's so hard, man. Columbus, to me, just feels like a very profitable team at home. They're almost getting you half a unit per game at home right now. And St. Louis has won 2 straight. They beat Ottawa and they beat Chicago. They're playing very, very well right now. And, man, they're over 500 here all of a sudden. But I'm going to try the Blue Jackets at home. I guess I just can't stop betting on the Blue Jackets at this point at home. So see what you got here in this one. Look, Brentford's winning 2-0 here. How about it? Do we got another winner for Sub here coming in? Awesome. If they hang on 2-0 right now, but no, we're getting close here. Here's Philly Eagle Flyer, Blue Jackets money line over 5.5. Blue Jackets first period, minus a half a goal. And the Philly Eagle Flyer says the Blues off that win last night. And look, want to shout out Mikey Money. He had the Blues over the Senators in that game last night on pre-gaming. I did have a premium pick winner on the under in that game yesterday. Also had a premium pick winner on the under with the Penguins and the Panthers. 3-2 final in that one. All right, we're going to keep it going, man. We got to really wrap this up here. Utah on the road here against the Stars. You've got the Stars, $1.85 here or so in this one right now. Total 6.5 under, minus $1.15 or so. A little bit of a move to the over here with Utah. And the Stars in this one. The widely reported steam did come in on the under right here on the air, as we mentioned. Dallas here, let's see, 3 straight wins. Utah snapped their losing streak with a win over Calgary last time out. Dallas comes in with a 3-game win streak covering the puck line in 3 straight games. Dallas is 15-5 at home so far this season, and they are 13-8 on the puck line at home. But Utah's been solid on the puck line, 15-7. Here we've talked about it. Utah's been covering puck lines here left and right. It feels like right now. They are minus $1.65 though on that puck line today. The total here now has gone up to 6.5 over at minus 115. And okay, maybe, just maybe, this is going to be the game that goes over. I'm sure the Sharps, they're usually right in this situation. You have basically a Dallas team that, probably the biggest under team in the league, it feels like, 11-22 to the under. So far this season. I'm going to take the under just as my free play because, hey, as much as I want to take them as a premium at 6.5, this feels trappy. I said it. But still, Utah 5-16-1 to the under as an underdog for Utah. And Dallas, I mean, like I said, they're, 2/3 of their games go under. So I got to take the under here in this one and figure, maybe the Sharps are going to be right. This will be the game that goes over in this matchup. They did go under in their previous 2 meetings this season. Both of them at Utah. Final score 2-1 back on December the 2nd, 3-2 back on December 23rd. So I'm going to take the under in this one with Utah and Dallas. Philly Eagle Flyer went with the Stars. Cash Kane, Stars on the puck line. Joe T says he likes Chattanooga and Citadel game to go over today. That's Joe T's play here with Chattanooga and Citadel. Thank you to Joe for that play. And see if I can mark it down here. If I can't find it, I'll just have to bet it later, Joe. Oh, there it is. All right, I gotcha. Chattanooga and Citadel. Thank you, Joe.
Final.
Appreciate that. Okay. And there's another goal on that one. Wow. Okay. Anyways, give me the under here with Utah and Dallas. I'll take the added bonus of the 6.5 with a massive under team like Dallas here. And all right, my Kings are going to take on Tampa Bay. You've got the Kings favorite here in this one at minus $1.25. The total 6.5. I'm sorry, 5.5 over 25, maybe 6 under 20 here in this one. The Kings continue to be so impressive at home right now, smashing. It feels like every game right now with this team at home looking very, very strong. The Kings coming off of home wins over New Jersey, over Philadelphia, over Edmonton, covered the puck line in 2 of those games. Kings are 13-2 at home so far this season. Yeah, Tampa Bay, playing great this season, no doubt about it, but now they've lost 2 straight. They're 20-13 overall in this one, and they're just 5-7 straight up as an underdog here. So, well, I kind of want to take the Kings here in this one to get it done at home tonight. See what you guys like this game. I'm taking the Kings. All right. Hey, Reddy Samedi, he says he's worried about his Lightning here tonight in this one. I'm on the Kings here. Decent price with one of the best home teams in the league for sure right now. Philly Eagle Flyer, though, says give him the Lightning money line. Predators and the Flames tonight with the Predators coming into this one. The worst road team around, yet they keep getting the attention of bettors here right now. They've actually kind of turned it around here of late. Did win their last game. They were on a 3-game losing streak and won, but The Sharps started betting them. They were winning. They lost a couple of games here. They are still 5-4-1 in their last 10 overall, but 4-13 straight up on the road. They're dropping 2/3 of a unit per game this season. And you got Calgary, a pretty strong home team, 13-5, 9-3 as a favorite. You got them at a basically an underdog price here at this point. I'm actually showing Calgary has moved to the favorite here in this one, and I've got to take Calgary here. I kind of want to use them as a premium, but I don't know about the total here just yet. So give me the Flames tonight as my pick. The Flames are winning you nearly 1/4 of a unit at home here this season. And like I said, these are two under teams for the most part, two of the stronger under teams in the league. It feels like Calgary's gone under in 7 of their last 10. Nashville's gone under in 15 of 21 games on the road. Give me the Flames, though, tonight as my play in this one. Jermaine says, are there any goalies confirmed? You're just reading off all these hockey games like you know what's going to happen tomorrow. And I have seen, Jermaine, a lot of the likely goalies here, including Connor Hellebuck, likely to play. In St. Louis and Columbus, our matchup was correct with Hoffer and Merzlikins. Joseph Woll has been confirmed for the Leafs here right now. For Carolina, they will have Kashetkov in goal here today. I think we had listed actually, I didn't list the goalie for the Hurricanes. I apologize for that. But Kashetkov confirmed for the Hurricanes here. And also, Dustin Wolf will be in this game, as I mentioned, for Calgary. He's got a 12-5-2 record with a 2.61 goals against and a 91.5% save percentage. So, all right, we're almost done here with the action on the ice here. And Gravy says, look at what's going on here right now. Buffalo's got a touchdown in that game against Liberty, Joe T says. And look at what Gravy said about that basketball game right now as Kentucky goes on a big run to take the lead. Man, they're going 31-26 here with the Wildcats on top of Florida, one of 3 undefeated teams left in Division I. Public Storage is here today. Nice to have Public Storage again. Good to see you, Public Storage. Nice to see you again. All right, a couple more games here on the ice, and we're going to roll through some college basketball games real quick. I know you hate that, but look, they're college basketball, million games every day. We talk about them. Oilers here and the Kraken in this one. You got the Oilers, $1.90 now. They took the steam, as we mentioned, at $1.65 up to $1.75, and now they're $1.90 in their matchup here with the Kraken. And maybe this will be a decent spot. The Oilers continue to look pretty strong here right now, and you got the Kraken 1-9 on the puck line in their last 10 games overall, as they are struggling a bit for sure. They lost to Vancouver last time out. They were favored in that one, but they did win as an underdog against Vancouver before that, 5-4 back on December 28th. They also beat Utah, but they lost to good teams, Colorado. Oops, where's my graphic here? They lost to good teams, Colorado 5-2, lost to BGK 6-2. I'm going to take the Oilers here on the puck line, on the road to keep hammering here and beat Seattle. The Oilers are going to be my call in this one. Cash Kane says they will get that puck line today. Hello to Kelly, always giving us the greatest milestone achievements of the NHL stars, and says Quickie going for number 400 today in that game against the Capitals, but they're an underdog on the road. So we'll see in that one. All right. There's a Villa with a 2-1 lead there. Thank you guys for those updates. Here we go. Last game on the ice with Buffalo taking on the Golden Knights. And now I want to say that Joe T's got to play in this one in the community tab. So check it out here in the matchup with the Sabres and the Golden Knights. Man, the Golden Knights are just smashing everything at home, left and right here, it feels like right now. Yeah, they got upset by Montreal the other night, but they bounced back by beating up on Philadelphia. They are winning every game, it feels like, by margin here at this point. They're 14-6 on the puck line at home. Buffalo, they've done a nice job here of late, although they've lost their last two. They were on that winning streak, remember, before that. So see what you have here in this one, if anything. And we'll wrap up the hockey here with the Golden Knights. Vegas has been covering those puck lines, man. Winning and covering puck lines for sure. So Sabres are costing you a quarter of a unit so far this season on the road. The Golden Knights are winning about a third of a unit every game right now at home. So give me the Golden Knights here. I'll take them on the puck line tonight. And that's a look at the NHL. Here, Cash Kane says, take Vegas on the money line. Philly Eagle Flyer, Avs, team total here. Over 3.5, and also Philly Eagle Flyer says Avs and Golden Knights game to go over in a parlay. Just moments ago, as we wrap up the hockey, I want to mention the St. Louis Blues did take the steam against Columbus. Man, the Blues could end up going off as a favorite here right now in this one. I'm showing them minus $1.15 in the matchup against Columbus. So pretty big move there for sure with St. Louis. If the Sharps are right, St. Louis on the road here, but I ended up taking Columbus. Also for Jermaine, just want to confirm goalies here. Jake Ottinger will be in for Dallas. That's it for the hockey. Let's go to the college basketball. We're going to make it real quick here with Georgia and Ole Miss. In this one, you've got Ole Miss here, a favorite in this matchup. We're only going to do the biggest matchups today. And, it's got to be a big matchup, and it's got to be on kind of national TV to get your call here. You've got Ole Miss. They're up to about a 5, maybe even a 5.5 point favorite at some spots right now. The total here, 145.5 or 146 or so. I've got the over here in this one with Georgia and Ole Miss in this matchup. See if I can maybe tack on a few trends here as we get into the games here today, but I don't know if we have time because we got to roll. There's games coming up at the top of the hour. You guys have been awesome today. Here's a little bit more college basketball steam. Dayton and GW. Steam to the under. This one's at the top of the hour here, and this one under 145 is turned into 144 here right now. Hey, in this one, I've got the over with Georgia and Ole Miss. Right, Kelly? DePaul, as good as they've been, it seems like they maybe had an easier schedule. They're improved, obviously, right? But, hey, thank you to Joe. He's got that Charlotte Rice game to go over, as he mentioned here right now. We already talked about that steam here. And wow, is it still only 140.5, Joe? Oh, wow, I thought it was going to go up considerably here. Thank you, Joe. Abel, LA Kings with BGK. Thanks, Abel. Good to see you today. I'm going to roll quickly here. We got to get off the air here with the games coming up. Here's North Carolina and Notre Dame in this one. And we talked about that steam that came in on the under, and that's where I'm headed here in this one. I've got the under with North Carolina and Notre Dame in this one. The total here was it's down to 154.5. So the move is clearly on the under here in this one. And look, Notre Dame is definitely the side for handicappers here for sure. I'm not sure that that's the right move, but they are a home dog here, obviously, getting now down to 3.5. So pretty substantial move here on Notre Dame. for sure. I don't know if I'm liking that. I kind of was leaning towards Carolina, but let me take the under as my play in this one. Good game here. Look at this one. UCLA and Nebraska today in this one. And look, I was going to use Nebraska as a premium, but I wasn't sure about the total. Now I see the steam has come in, and we've had some unders here with these two teams. Nebraska is my play here. I had them down as a premium in this game, but I wasn't sure. And I like to give like the other play if I come on the air. So I was going to do the total. I kind of liked it under. The steam came in on the under. It may go under. Maybe I'll just bet it, but I'm going to take Nebraska here as my play in this one against UCLA. Nebraska's up to a 2.5-point favorite, and the total has dipped a point here to 132.5. So I think that kind of indicates the move is on the under, but give me Nebraska here in this one. Baylor taking on Iowa State here. Two teams that have been going over here a little bit. Total, it's 8 and 152.5 here in this one. And I'm going to be here. Get it here. I'm on the under here in this game with Baylor and Iowa State. We've seen these two teams definitely put up a couple of overs here for sure so far this season, but I'm going to end up here on the over here right now with Baylor and Iowa State. All right, and Joe's got another play here with Ball and Kent. Ball and Kent game to go over here for Joe, just out right now with another release here in this one. Thank you, Joe. I'm going to keep firing here real quick and finish up this show here. Abel says, what do you think of this one, Ramon, with North Carolina and Wake Forest? Steam came in on the under here. These two teams have been going under for the most part. In that series with North Carolina and Wake Forest in past meetings here. Let me see here. I might have this one ready to go. Okay, we're at the top of the hour, so I think I have this one. I am on the under here in the game with NC State and Wake Forest. Make no mistake here with this one. It's currently at 136.5. Thank you, Abel. I'll take the under there. All right. All right, there we go. Baylor and Iowa State went with the under. Look at this one. Duke and SMU today. How about this? And man, I got to go with the under here in this one with Duke and SMU. I think we've seen SMU put up a little bit of meat to the under here for the most part, and that's where I'm going to go. I'm going under here in this one with Duke and SMU. We're operating quickly here right now. Going to wrap up this show. Arizona and Cincinnati in this one, and I got to take Cincinnati in this one. At home, Arizona going. This is a Big 12 game here, amazingly enough, and I'm going to take Cincinnati at home here right now with Arizona. We'll see how they fare on the road. They've been pretty good here, obviously, so far, but in this one with Cincinnati at home here, they are 10-2. Remember, Arizona is just 7-5 so far, even though they've won 3 in a row. Cincinnati is actually coming in off of a loss, but you got to think Cincinnati here. For me, they lost to Kansas State on the road by 4. For some reason, they were favored in that game against that tough K-State team. So give me in this one Cincinnati Bearcats. All right, Joe leaning Cincinnati. Thank you, Joe. Here and a few more here, and we're out of here. My San Diego State team will take on Boise State in this one with the Aztecs on the road here, favored by 1 point. Is that right now? And the total here at Boise 3. There's been Yeah, Boise 3. Let me see what the current line is here in this one, though. I thought I saw a move here while I was hosting the show here right now. Boise favored by 4.5 now here in this one. Man, that's too high. I'm on my Aztecs here. Give me the Aztecs here, plus 4.5 in the matchup against Boise State. Aztecs coming off that. They collapsed in that last game. I'm taking San Diego State here against Boise today. Vanderbilt and LSU. We saw steam come in on the over in this matchup between Vanderbilt and LSU. This one's at 4:30 Eastern and 1:30 Pacific time in this one. And I'm going to trust that over here. Look, I think it's even higher than this number of 157 as we talked about that steam that came over, and I'm going to back the steam here in this matchup. Give me the over with Vanderbilt and LSU. Oklahoma and Alabama. How about this one with Alabama? Pretty big favorite here in this one, but I trust Alabama to rock these guys today. I'm going to take Alabama and lay big points in the matchup here with Oklahoma. I'm going to lay the 12, or it might even be more at this point. Let me see what we got here with this line. It's now up to 13.5 here right now. So make no mistake in this one. And I don't know, this one could, seen some pressure back to the under, but look at that total, 167 here right now. Give me Alabama to roll in this one. Michigan taking on USC tonight. We saw steam come in on the under in this game, driving it from 151 down to 150 or so here with Michigan and USC. So I've got to go with that. I'm going to take the under here in this one. We've seen some late pressure here to the under for sure. Within the last hour or so, it's back down. Man, this thing's going to be going under 150 here, it feels like at this point. So give me the under with Michigan and USC. Here's Jermaine likes Miami. Oh, Jermaine also on East Texas. They're East Texas A&M now. Man, that Leeds game's on fire, huh? How about regular old Texas and their matchup against Texas A&M? We saw the steam come in on the over here in this one. I'm going to grab Texas plus the points on the road here against A&M. The A&M's been okay too. They'll be all right this season coming in, but this line is actually up to 6. I'm taking Texas here plus 6 points. The steam came in on the over here, but I like the under in this game. In fact, I'm going to give out a double play here in this one. Give me Texas and the under in this matchup. All right, I think I'm done, you guys. Thank you so much. Let's do the drawing and get on out of here. Make sure you check out my plays over at winnable.com. They're about ready to go off. I got 11 games ready to go off right now, and then I'll have more games later today in college basketball, in NBA, NHL, NFL, you name it. Don't forget, check out our show today, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific here on the Sports Money Network, as we will have live coverage of the action, companion coverage today of the AFC game between Pittsburgh, get it right, Ramon, between Pittsburgh and Cincinnati here. So let's do the drawing and get out of here. Thank you, everybody. Catch you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific with more morning steam. Here's the drawing. Curtis, Kelly, James, Rick, Gravy, Cash Kane, Aiden's in there, Donut Silks, Chip, Fernando, and it's Joe T. I already owe Joe T like $12. So Joe, let me know. Let's just see what happens today. Maybe I'll owe Joe even more. I think we've only got like a 2 or 3 teamer, it feels like here. Joe won a 2-teamer last time. I don't even know if it was $12, but Joe, I owe you for everything that you do. I owe you hundreds of I'm out of voice, you guys. I owe you hundreds of dollars for all your great contributions and support. So thank you, Joe. You get a chance to win again here. Ready, Samedi. Nice to see you back here tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern and 6 Pacific with more Morning Steam. Thank you to everyone in the chat today, and we'll be back tomorrow. Don't forget, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, right here on the Sports Money Network. For Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Can't escape from the team, called the morning steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.